All right, thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the Nation newspaper. Strike. Reps ASUU meet over face-off with government tomorrow. Union asked to submit written presentation. Case against teachers for hearing today. Strike. Reps ASUU meet over face-off with government tomorrow. You find the details on the front page of the Nation newspaper. All right, we move now to the front page of the Leadership newspaper. 9 days to go. APC, PDP, LP, others strategize, fine-tune campaign machineries. My campaign team will lead PDP to victory, Atiku speaking. Tambuwal's appointment, plot against South, says Wike's camp. Tinubu appoints Yahaya Bello as youth campaign coordinator, Labour Party to leverage organized labor structure. You find the details on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. We move now to this Nigerian newspaper. Uneasy calm in PDP over campaign council. But a judge gives ASUU end of September to quit. Udom Wagbara moved to douse fire. Lobby Ikbazo. Why? They are working successfully for defeat, says anti-ASUU forces. You find the details on the front page of this Nigerian newspaper. And to the First News newspaper now, 2023 presidency battle for South intensifies as Tinubu P2B divide region. PDP crisis threatens Atiku's chances. The details on the front page of the First News newspaper. To the Daily Times now. National Assembly to amend Finance Act again. Tomorrow's resumption date for lawmakers doubtful. Senator Musa is speaking. And this is coming as a result of the renovation happening at the National Assembly. You find the details on the front page of the Daily Times. To the front page of the blueprint now, 19.76 trillion naira 2023 budget. Finance Act amendment way out of 11.03 trillion naira deficit. Senate. Tuesday's resumption uncertain over renovation works. Sani Musa. All right. NLC rejects 100% importation of PMS subsidy removal. Insists local refineries must work. And to the Nigerian News Director, 305 billion naira budgetary allocation, all right, trust in public institutions to reduce election cost, INEC chairman, calls for collective support to tackle underage voting. Find the details on the front page of the Nigerian News Direct. Kemi.
All right, Daily Trust is next, and the big story there is on how bandit leader Turji escaped Nigeria Air Force bombings. Photo writers there reveal that 12 people are buried, including fighters, women, and children affected, while residents are said to be in panic over a possible reprisal. But for the military, they are said to have vowed to continue sustaining the tempo regarding stopping the level of insurgency, stopping insurgency and the heightened insecurity in the northeastern region. Now to the Abuja Inquirer. Anxiety, it says, trailing FCT schools resumption. Rural schools not safe. That's according to the chairperson of the Parents Teachers Association. And for the FCTA, that's the FCT administration, it says no cause for alarm as students resume academic activities in Nigeria's capital. Also, there are reports that NSCDC officials have been engaged, as well as vigilantes in schools in the rural areas. That's on the Abuja Inquirer. Now to Nature News. A UN warning there on what Nigeria is doing to avert looming food crisis. That's also an issue of major concern across Nigeria and even beyond, going by this latest warning by the United Nations. Now to Business Day. Hobbled by corruption, it says, Ajaokuta Steel Mill future uncertain. Hobbled by corruption, Ajaokuta Steel Mill's future uncertain. That's for Business Day. Now to national economy, barrels of misfortune, how unending oil theft is threatening Nigeria's cash cow. Political will, deployment of technology, others the way out. That's from experts proffering solutions to the enormous oil theft challenge and threatening Nigeria's cash cow. Let's check out the Punch now. Tax reliefs and concessions. Federal government grants 16 trillion naira waiver to Dangote as well as Honeywell and other big companies in the country. Business AM is next. Nigeria in as global contactless payment transactions hit $10 trillion, $4.6 trillion in 2022 to $10 trillion in 2027, as well as a report that says Nigeria, Africa among top mobile-based regions. We check out the national newspaper now. UN urges Taliban to end girls' school ban. UN urges Taliban to end girls' school ban. And finally with me is The Guardian, a UK newspaper, saying world leaders descend as nation prepares for the grandest of funerals, grandest of farewells. Talking about the nation, that's Great Britain, holding still now, said to be everything that stands still now as the Queen, the late Queen, is being buried today. Veronica.
Right. So let's perhaps look at this story on the front page of this Nigerian newspaper, talking about uneasy calm in PDP over campaign council that was put together. The National Working Committee constituted the campaign council, and Udom Emmanuel, governor of Akwa Ibom, was named the chairman of the campaign council, while Aminu Tambuwal, governor of Sokoto, was appointed the director general. Bala Mohammed, governor of Bauchi, was listed as the vice chairman of the council north, and Sheyi Makinde of Oyo as vice chairman south. Now, all the PDP governors are among members of the presidential campaign council, including Nyesom Wike, governor of Rivers State. And we also found that Ike Kweremadu, former Senate president who is standing trial in the UK, is also part of the campaign council. Yeah. And this seems to be generating some ripples, I wonder.
Yes, it is, because like the appointment of Udom Emmanuel, who is a very good party man and also a very well-known governor and patriarch of the party, has been put into the mix, and then you have Tambuwa as DG. Those things are fine in their own, but there's also the issue of IU, which has not been resolved. When excuse me, when Atiku came to Lagos last week, came out with his own prospectus for Nigeria, and then left there, went to Lagos to meet Sheyi Makinde.
To Ibadan.
To Ibadan to meet Sheyi Makinde. And they met him while Sheyi Makinde was saying, IU must go. He was saying that we have to follow the law, the Constitution.
It has to be amended.
He was saying in essence that there's no way we can do this thing without one having following the process of changing the. You know what that means? It's going to be, you have to have some kind of special convention for that, and you cannot do that between now and the election. Day. So he was indirectly saying, look, there's no way we can do it. What's his name? Bode George.
He's insisting
says
that
we have to do it. If Sheyi Makinde is saying we have to do it, Bode George is saying we have to do it, then there's problem. There was a gathering of some PDP secretaries saying that they stand with IU, which shows that even the PDP is split in the Southwest. So what to do? The problem actually is a problem created by Atiku. The executive was created on the understanding that the presidency was going to go south. That's why they had IU in the north to represent the north. The secretary is from the south, and all of those things were created in order to pave way for a southern president. So Atiku comes in, and at that time did not understand that there was a law in the party. Now he understands that there's a law. Now he comes back and says, no, we have to change the law. You didn't change the law when you were looking for, you didn't think about the law when you were looking for presidency. You get the law now, and then you put the party in disarray. The problem is not IU. The problem is Atiku. If Atiku did not emerge as president, there will be a problem of IU. So people should stop blaming IU as the problem in the party. The problem is Atiku. And the problem has been created. There's an original sin.
Who had initially promised that once, if he emerges, IU
will step aside now. IU will not step aside, and they will not push IU aside. And if he pushes IU aside, people will say, okay, so what happens to the position of treasurer, financial secretary, and so on? So you have messed up the pack of cards. So it is not possible for them to remove IU without scattering everything. So it's kata. So we want to do patch Democratic Party. Is that what they want to do?
and it doesn't appear that anything has been solved now, because the same Seyi Makinde,
they are moving on. Well, the same Seyi Makinde is part of the campaign.
Who was clamoring, who was joining the body,
is part of it.
Is now part of the council. But everything all seems, to me like one kind of cosmetic arrangement that doesn't, address the core issues. But then I think I find it very confusing why one man can be the cause of the problem. Okay, let's assume that Atiku Abubakar is indeed the problem. But then how is it possible that one man will now go and, negate what the party has already agreed on? If the party had already agreed on zoning, then why then would they have voted him in? Why would he, sway other people through whatever means now to vote him in as the party's flag bearer? That's the part that confuses that confuses me in the whole.
They cast a spell on the party. They cast a spell on the party.
That's the part I do not understand.
Was moving around like a zombie.
If the party is truly supreme, and even now, if indeed there is a spell, that spell also seems to be binding them now, because now they're not looking at Atiku as the problem. They're calling him the unifier, and they're now saying it's IU, who came in before Atiku emerged, that they're now saying he is the problem, and he should leave. And then there's a deadline that he should leave by the end of September. How that will happen with all the permutations on ground. And yes, the Southwest doesn't appear to be united in this whole clamor. The Osun State, Senator Adeleke also used that moment when Atiku was there to say categorically that let's shelve all this clamor now for IU to leave. Let's shelve it for now. There's a major, task at hand, which is for us to win election, and that is what every one of us should be focused on. So the days are really crucial. The 28th of September is like a few days away now, and how will they now, wield all that? Okay, maybe if they, I don't know. I'm hearing now that there are pressures, there's more pressure now on Wike. You've said now that he's part of the campaign. He's been said to be part of it. Yeah. So people are now, talking about more and more pressure on him to join the larger arm of the party.
Adeleke wants us to dance out. Wants PDP to dance out of
this.
No, pun intended.
Perhaps he's saying, let's put this whole issue aside, like she rightly pointed out, and focus on the price. That is the goal for the party. The whole issue is still about what we want to achieve. Why not? Let's just come together, whatever your grievances are, and focus.
And come with a united front.
Have a united front to address it.
The basic thing is that they don't trust themselves.
Right.
If there's no trust, there's no
How do you
thrust,
want people to
trust?
Yes.
How do you push?
No push forward.
And even the larger picture of the people trusting you with their votes. So that is also
there is division in the party. The leader itself is like a rotted crown. So every other thing is going down. But the party will have to find a way to forge ahead, because there's no answer. They have 9 days. 9 days to the campaigns to put into existence.
Can they do anything? Can they resolve this issue within 9 days if there's still the aspect of trust?
They can patch it. What they can do is patch it.
Right.
It's what you call the perfidy the perfidy of lovers. You
Right.
know, you
Let-
look at each other and say, "Oh, darling, I love you," but you know that I don't really love
How
you.
well the patch, how
Eh?
well the patch
Eh, but
works.
when you
How
give me the
well
food, I'm not
is
sure.
it?
I'm not sure this food is not poisoned.
Anyway, let's see how
Critical.
things pan out in the
Critical
coming
indeed,
days.
right.